Thanks for joining us for another episode of Already Won, a Sports Friends podcast. Each week, Coach Ben and Coach Kyle share their insights, interview special guests, and offer some extra words of wisdom. The victory is ours, because we've already won.
Hey, we're back.
Back, Mad Dog, and welcome, guys, to Already Won, a Sports Friends podcast. We are here with another brand new guest from an amazing place in the world, from South Africa.
South Africa,
but she lives in England at the minute.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to diving into this. But Mad Dog, how are you keeping? Keeping well?
Keeping well. You know, it's summer here where I am. It's summer where you are. South Africa's winter, but you know, hey, sports are here. We love it.
Loving it. We are loving it. Well, Mad Dog, have you ever heard of a place called Bushbuck Ridge and Acornhoek?
Yeah, when you told me that someone from Acornhoek, I thought, okay, great. I love acorns. But now you pronounce it what?
I think you pronounce it Acornhoek. Yeah, but we can, it might be wrong. Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. We'll find out. But it's right next to Kruger National Park in South Africa. We're going to flash a graphic up of where this is. And what we've got this week is a guest who set up an amazing organization called Harry Manisi Foundation. Okay. And we've got Elta, who's going to come in and explain a little bit more. Coach Elta, who's going to come in and explain a little bit about this organization that she set up in 2016. Now, the population in this little area is around just over 500,000 people. And it is known for a place where there's education isn't great. The economy isn't thriving, and the access to internet, Mad Dog, over 75% don't have access to internet. So it's a tough place, but Coach Elta is trying to bring change and transformation using sport. He has a vision and she has a mission. So we're going to hear more about that. So without further ado, Mad Dog, let's...
She's not going to talk about cricket or rugby, though, right?
I cannot promise anything, but she'll talk about her organization. But let's bring her in without further ado. This week, our guest, Elta Saia. In you come, Elta.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, Ben.
Hello, Elta.
Hi. Hi.
I don't know Coach Elta, but I know you. I know your nickname. I have a nickname, apparently, Mad Dog Wildcat. But I'm pretty sure maybe Coach Elta has a nickname as well. I'm not, maybe I'm going out, stretching myself too far there. But what do you think, Ben?
I think she does. I would like Elta to explain herself what her nickname is and how she got it.
Oh, my nickname is Kokwana. Actually, it's not a nickname. It's my social media name. My grandson, my first video, when I make a video, he kept on taking the phone to take a picture and to record me. And then he said to people, please subscribe to my Kokwana. I'm Kokwana's son. Subscribe. I hope everyone is good by God's grace. I keep on saying what I was saying initially. So I said, oh, why can't I just give myself name Kokwana, because I'm Kokwana. Kokwana means nanny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good.
But then when I'm in South Africa with all these kids that I'm coaching, my name changed to Coach. Coach all the way. So I don't know. You can just choose whichever you want. Everyone can use whatever. Yeah.
Well, you're a nanny and a coach, and we're looking forward to just chatting more about those titles and those roles. But we've added those who are watching via video. If not, go to the YouTube channel and watch it. We have added Elta's nickname on there, so it's official. Elta Kokwana is on there. Okay, so brilliant. But our podcast is called Already Won, and the first question we always ask is, what does already won mean to you?
Already won. We are not failing. We are not failures. We are looking for. Actually, our mindset, we have won already. I think to me, it's like biblical that you walk by faith, not by sight. Once you are walking by faith, it means definitely you have won. It doesn't matter whatever giant in front of you, nothing is bigger than our Jesus, Wherever you are, the God of the valley is the same God of the mountain, so can move the mountain. So you don't have to fear anything. No fears. We have won already. It doesn't matter. You can keep pushing until something happens because you have won. You don't stop. We are not stopping. We're aiming at our goal. We have won already. So why should you look back when you have won already? So
That's it.
we have
That's
won.
it. Why should we look back when we've already won?
No,
This is great.
yeah.
I like it.
We're not going back. We're not going back at all. No.
Like it. So tell us about yourself, where you grew up, and what you're doing with this foundation.
Yeah. So I was born in South Africa, beautiful South Africa. It's called Rainbow Nation because of different colors. You see my colors here, green, but I'm missing some of them. So, born in South Africa way back and went to school there and worked there as a nurse, and then got married in South Africa and got widowed there, unfortunately, and then moved to England in millennium 2000. And then, so I stayed here. I'm a third born of 7. We're 7 at home. And then I had 2 brothers older than me and 4 more siblings younger than me. So then my eldest brother was called Harry. He was a head teacher. And not only a teacher of school, but he was like a community man who liked teaching good things to people. You know, after school, you'll find his home with so many people around him. And then, unfortunately, at some point, he died. May his soul rest in peace. So then I look back when he was gone. I was like looking at all the good things that he did. Because I was in England by then, but when I went for funeral, I heard people talking so many things. People were really mourning, you know. And then I remember this pastor who was preaching at his funeral saying he was a pastor already, even though he was not graduated as a pastor, but he was a pastor of pastors. Why he was saying that? Because, you know, this pastor was being judged by so many people about what he's doing in the community. Like, you know, when you are a pastor, we all try to look like you are a saint. But he was not there. And then he kept on lifting him up. When this pastor was down, he kept on showing him that, no, he's still a human. He still can do God's work, because before God, we are all sinners. We are all just human, but we are on this world. And you know, he used to like this verse. I can't remember the verse where it is, but he would say, Jesus always asked people that the one who has not seen, let's see if you can be the first one to hit that woman with a stone. And then who said, no one did, because we all sinned anyway, you know. So those things are the words of encouragement that we are all human, you know. We can sin, we are sinners already, but simple because Jesus came down and we know that we are saved, you know. We don't have to be discouraged. So he had all those things, encouraging words of wisdom from the Bible. We grew up from a Christian family. Our parents kept on taking us to church every Sunday. There was no way that you can stay away out of that, you know. So we grew up like that, at an extent that at the moment we have got 4 pastors in the family. My 2 sisters are pastors and their sons as well. So we are so blessed. God is good. Yeah. So we wanted to like just carry on with what he was doing, you know, and have an impact to all those children that he left there. and all the community that were looking up on him. Yeah.
Well, so that was in 2016. You founded, your foundation. All right, yeah. Were you going to ask something, Carl? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so in 2016, you founded officially the Harry Mnissi Foundation, right? Tell us a little bit about that and kind of what's happened since 2016.
Yeah, so 2016, I was already here in the UK, but he died in 2012. And then I really wanted to do something into my community in view of the socio-economic status of our community. Literacy is low and the government is too slow to reach out there, everything to impact the life of people there is hard because sources are so slow to get there. So I started that in 2016. As I say, it's too slow for people to understand things. When you say you are starting a charity, people there, they think of money. They think that, oh, you've got a charity, so we'll have something to eat. We'll have money for this and that. So it's so hard to get people that are really dedicated. So it was so difficult for my charity to function properly whilst I was working in the UK. And then when I go home, I try to do this, establish this. Old ladies, try to help them do some gardening, find themselves. I try to let them play soccer for oldies with the aim of exercising, educate. When I was there, it was working well. But when I come back, it all stops because there's no one to lead, So, and then now that I'm trying to go home slowly, I keep going home frequently. And then I decided, okay, initially our first project that I had, it was about giving back to the community. That was our first project that I'm so proud of. My brother kept on talking about this reunion, bringing all the people that was at our own old school. So I did that. I decided, okay, this school, I went there one day, I drove around, I found that the school is in a very bad shape. And this school is one of the best school during our time, where so many people, like leaders of the country, others were premiers of the country, they got educated in that school. But when you look at it today, you can't send your child there because everything, the standard has gone down. So what I did, I invited everybody, from everyone who got educated in that school from 1965 when the school was open, to come together. I couldn't believe it, but I just took that step of faith that it will happen. And imagine, I didn't, people that studied there in 1965, I was 5 years old, but I managed to bring most of them together. Everybody was so emotional to meet each other, to reunite again. If you could see the joy that was there, it was amazing. It was amazing. And then the good thing about it, I'll cut it short. What came out from that reunion is that we started another charity organization to rebuild that school to its former glory. And now, as I'm talking, the school now is being built. We're trying to negotiate with the government to make it a science school and a technical high school. I was like, feel like crying, was like, oh God, it's so good. Every day I think about that, because the standard has gone to nothing. There is no unity on the school. There is nothing. Everybody's fighting. If you can look at the situation of the school, you will feel the same. Nothing will go on that school. but we are trying very hard. Everything is going very well. So that was an achievement.
Yeah, I mean, I've read like the stats where you guys are working, and you say, over 52% of people are unemployed. You talk about like less than 10%, like 10% complete secondary school. This is the reality of where you're kind of working. And then fast forward since 2016, you've got weekly tennis programs and cricket programs, which is amazing, right? Because those are sports that not many people have the opportunity to play, and you've got community sports days as well. So tell us a little bit about those that you have as well, and what kind of things you do with that sport wise.
Okay, fast forward now to 2022 when I'm trying to go home now. And then I met Roy. Roy was a tennis player. Everything that I do in the UK, like when I'm at the gym, I just feel I could take this gym to Acornhoek. When I play tennis, I feel they could have this there because there isn't, Anything I do here, I see people running Olympics. I used to live in Stratford during Olympics. I was living in Stratford. I could see everything that was happening there. I was like, oh, I wish we could have Olympics one day in Acornhoek. So that's how it started. And then I told Roy that I think we should bring change to Acornhoek through sports. There is a lot of crime. So many kids that dropped off from high school, they have got no jobs, and then they indulge in criminalism and robbing people, killings, and all stuff like that. Or otherwise, they go into drugs, which is so bad for everyone. So I thought through sports, we can bring change. So let's do it. Then we started with tennis. It was very hard, and it is still hard because people there, it was so cheering to hear that a child doesn't know that this is a racket. This is a tennis. When you talk about tennis, they talk about the tennis ball itself. They say this is a tennis, So, but then we started, but by God's grace, our first launching of tennis, we were fortunate, as I said, when you go by faith, you just take that step of faith. You don't have to say, oh, where will I start? Who's going to do this for me? How would I do this? You just do it. So I just did it. And then we had this lady who was told us they are promoting tennis from Tennis South Africa, blah, blah, blah. Then she came. First episode, we had about 65 children coming in that small place to play tennis for the first time, to hold racket, and we're told the joy that was there. You could see kids running around, looking forward into doing this. They were not aiming at achieving something, but they were just having fun, and they were so happy. That only was so satisfying, make my heart felt like melting, just to see them playing. We didn't have any net or whatever. It was just a playing ground. But hey, things happen. And today those kids are playing very, very well, to an extent that some of them, when we're not there, they coach others. They call them staff coaches. And we have developed another branch about 2 places. You find that some of them, they walk about 5 kilometers to help the others in the other side, So I'm so grateful to God, for that, just for that. And those kids are looking forward. I just keep going. They just keep going. going. Yeah.
That's good. If you read your strategic outline and look at your website, you've got 3 values. You're all about like kind of helping that community right where you are, and you've got 3 things that you say. I love these because they overlap into like our sports friends work, and I can imagine people listening. They're really important things. So you've got empowerment through the participation of sport. So you've just talked about some of those things. Then you've got training and education. Projects designed to fit the local needs. And then the last thing you've got is supporting the local community to achieve for itself. Really powerful things there. Can you unpack those a little bit more just to shorten them down? Yeah.
So most of our community they believe in going to church. They are religiously, I find that every Sunday a healthy family take all the kids to church and stuff like that, because it's like a cultural thing, So at the church, they are taught some values, how to behave, how to lead, how to help others, perseverance, all those things, patience. So we believe that if we can use our local churches, because all the pastors there are being respected, one child might not listen to their parents at home, but when the pastor says something, it's like when a teacher says something, you definitely listen to them. So they really, really have an impact. The pastors have a very good impact in community. So most of the pastors, again, they preach in the funerals. And then in the funerals, every family that goes there have to respect the pastor. And they really, really cherish them. And then that's where they get most teachings as well. Like if you don't help others, they feel like you are outside the family. So they are being pushed to listen. And then if we ask them, the pastor says the children should do this and this, the parents are supportive in the church. But outside the church, you find that children just go to the sports ground on their own. Nobody bothers what is happening to them or what they are learning out there. But when we use the churches where there are leadership, where there is a leadership, it is much easier, and the families feel that their children are protected there, and they feel that they are being taught good things like in the Bible, like teaching them how to follow Jesus, how to follow the step, how to do things, the 10 commandments, So that's how we use our local churches and our local community people to help each and everyone around sports.
Yeah, that falls right in line with what Sports Friends does. We need the local church to help transform communities, help bring about the change, because sports is just a tool we use, but the church has the foundation, has the presence. So you mentioned pastors in local church. So how does that, and why is it so important for you to have these local churches, these pastors help you to help the community transform?
Yeah. So in churches, we take the pastors, as you say, as coaches. They can help coaches they can help the leaders, the followers, to coach others. We have just introduced a netball in one of the churches, where we find that kids like playing, we engage them. They engage them through participation actively on sports. And then as they are participating, they are taught leadership, You find that kids, they don't like serious things that you'll sit down and say, you should do this, you should do this in the name of this. But when we teach them experimentally, as a play, as a game, they catch it easily. Like when you teach them the Lord's Prayer. When we teach them, like, say, our Father who art in heaven, yes, they get it. But if you say, let's rap our Father's, the Lord's Prayer, you'll see miracles. There's that, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. And they love that. They make it as a joke, and only to find that at the end, that touches them, So when they are in the church, they learn those values, Christian values, that they can implement them in their churches. When we teach them to be coaches, as I said before, that the other kids were like acting as coaches as well. They also take leadership. They can teach others to catch others, like they will be catching fish, inviting them to come. Hey, come, let's have this. In our church, we are playing this, we are doing this and this. And you know what? One other thing I was talking to our pastor again is to say, if we have something like maybe soup or something like that to give those kids after church, just to show them mercy, because some of them after church, they just go home to nothing. So for them to being there at the church in a group that is playing with them and then getting some oranges, because we've got some fruits that we grow in gardens and stuff. So we give them something to eat, which they don't have at home, So they feel when they are in the church, they are protected. And then that's where we tell them about Jesus, how Jesus loved others, and how they can implement that Christianity values. And they can love others as well, do the same to others, So they can have to invite everyone to come to sporting in the church, whilst practicing the values of Christianity. I think we can win. Yes, we have won already.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I love how you're just saying there the local church is trying to meet the needs of the young people in different ways. I think that's why we work with the local church, because of all those things you've just said there. The other thing I was really thinking of when you were speaking is when you're often in church and the kids are learning, it often is theory. But when they go play sport, it becomes practical. And that's where you can really, like you say, reinforce things where it's like, it's not just, okay, this is a theory thing in your mind. This is what it looks like in practice. So I think that's a really powerful thing you talked about there, about how it becomes real through sport. So that's great. Now, one thing I love about what you guys do as well is your sports days that you do. I think you do, 2 a year. Is that right at the minute? Yeah. And or more.
Yeah, it's 4 times now.
4 times. There you go.
Oh, it's twice a year.
Okay. Yeah. But what I love about them is that you've got different partnership. And one of the ways I kind of got connected with you was through Roy and my connection with Kit Aid. Obviously, for those of you who watch, I do work with Kit Aid voluntarily as a communications person who puts out stories and videos and stuff. And what I love about it is that you've partnered with a different organization. So what does that look like for you guys with partnerships? And tell us a little bit about those amazing sports days that you do.
I would love to speak about Derek first, the Kit Aid, because Kit Aid doesn't look who you are, where you come from. They just, I think they just got sent, I met Kit Aid, I think somewhere in 2017. And then they gave me about 17 boxes, it was amazing. I didn't know how to carry them to South Africa, but then they did a miracle when I went there. Since I sent them there, then I forgot about going home. As I said, it wasn't easy in and out. But then we started again now with Roy, and then he still did it, you know. He still did it. I pray that God can bless Kid 8 miraculously. I want them to fly very high, because through Kid 8, that is another motive that made us developing sports in South Africa, because we felt just to give is like giving somebody a fish, but we have to teach them how to fish, you know. So we thought, okay, let's make this carry on with this sports development, so that whosoever win will get a kit. Yeah, because they don't have kit, they've got nothing, Ben, nothing, you know. If you can see the videos and the pictures, you know, you will cry, you know. We had the manager of Liverpool visiting last week. He was in tears, actually. So, but then the good thing is those kids, they just play, they don't care. They don't know, they're not aware that they don't have kids. They play barefooted, they just run, they just do things, you know. So I want to say a big thank you to Kid 8, Derek, and the whole family of Kid 8. It was amazing. So on those sports day, we have, you know what is so interesting? We have got teachable moments, you know, where we can really practice patience. You know, football fans, they all have egos, they all have little fires, like, hey, I won, you don't worry. So we found those things. And then through teaching or showing them, like, hey guys, we have got to be patient. There should be teamwork, understanding others, you know. Try to put yourself in somebody's shoes. Understand why is that one arguing? What is the reason? And then calmly, politely, and then you'll come to consensus. That is great. We realize all those things, you know. So I understand, like, oh, this is about coaching. That's what coaches should do to help these children, you know, teach them how to tolerate each other, teamwork, team building, you know, all those things. So, and before I can say anything else, we've got partnership with Mike Proctor Foundation. Oh, I'm so thankful that they gave us a coaching. We never had a coach at all. Actually, that is the only coach we have for all the sports. We've got athletics, we've got netball, we've got soccer, we've got tennis, we've got cricket. So fortunately, Mike Proctor came to visit us in Acornhoek, and he was actually coaching the kids. I was like, oh God, where do you come from? And then before he died, may his soul rest in peace. He had laid foundation for us that his foundation should really help Acornhoek kids. So then we started Mike Proctor League. So it was like, oh. So we have got a coach for cricket that comes about 200 miles away every Saturday to coach these kids. That is through Mike Proctor Foundation. So I really appreciate that. And then besides, we've got local business people that on the sports day, we go around to ask for food. Yeah, but you know, people are supportive. You know, most people, they just don't have, but they are supportive. Those who understand, we're still struggling a little bit with those that really don't understand, but we are trying hard, and we have already won.
There we go.
Yes,
we love it. I mean,
yeah.
you also mentioned teachable moments. I mean, that's right from our training. I mean, Ben, did you maybe she's preempting us to come, you know, help her with the Sports Friends training?
There we go. Well, we've got to talk more. I mean, partnerships are powerful, right? So, yeah, I mean, I love how, you know, your vision, Elda, you know, from what you said, you've just said there, only God could have brought through Kit Aid and through Mike Proctor Foundation.
Yeah.
And, this is something that I think your heart is for the community. And it's like you said, you've got to start somewhere and take a step of faith. And look what's happened. I've obviously sent videos and pictures through Roy and things like that. But I encourage people who are listening, go onto Google and have a look at Harry and then MNISI Foundation. And you can look at the Wix website and have a look at some of the pictures, have a look at some of the videos. Go on to Kit Aid and you'll see, different pictures and videos of these community days that Elta spoke about. But how can people continue to get involved with the work with the foundation out there? I mean, how can people support it in different ways, going forward?
So just like you are doing, Ben, this is great, it's the biggest support we can ever have, putting us on media and connecting us with other people that are doing similar things so that we also learn, because we are still junior. We are not professional sporty people, but we really would love to connect with anyone that has got a similar vision, who has got a heart to help. Besides, we would love anyone who would love to just come and say, can I coach tennis, or can I sponsor you a coach, or we don't even have a tennis court. The whole community. So some of the kids we train them on the street, but we just thank God that at least we are able to do something. We are not just sitting back. Any kind of support, whether in cash or kind or anything, connecting us with others that are able to support. Well, even if we can have Serena Williams visiting us, that will be great to come and see, because we have got kids that are calling themselves Serena Williams. They were fighting one day. The other one is a boy. He was saying, I will ask them, everyone should give us their tennis name. And this boy said, I'm Vanessa Williams. So, those people, they are known, or they've had their name somewhere, those kids. So it will be great for them to just visit there one day to see us, Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, if people want to follow you, Elta, and follow Kokwana even more, you can go on your YouTube channel, right, which is Kokwana Elta as well. So make sure, you check that out as well. But yeah, Elta, honestly, thank you so much. I think for me, hearing your heart, to give back to the community of Acornhoek, and all that you've done, and that you keep taking these steps forward as well. I think just keep taking those steps forward, step by step. And looking forward to hearing more about, these community days and the ongoing programs. I mean, you're teaching tennis without a tennis court. It's pretty amazing, right? So in the future, who knows what might happen in the future as well. So we're grateful for your time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ben and Kyle.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best with the journey of this Christian coaching, and all this thing you are doing is great. Really, it's a very good job, and I hope people realize and take it on board.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we will fully support you. Just let us know how we can do it. Can we do? What can we do for you to reach out there? So I hope to see you one day in South Africa.
Yeah, we'll have to wear lots of colors. We need to put those colors on. So then we can go.
It's okay. We'll give you the colors. Don't worry. Kyle blue, and then you red.
There we go.
The cat and the mad dog.
That's it. The wildcat and the mad dog. There we go. Yeah, I know. Coach Elta, honestly, thank you so much for all you've shared, and we'll look forward to staying in touch going forward as well.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good stuff, Ben. You keep bringing this cricket back to me. I mean, she's working with a legend in South Africa, a late legend, but I mean, that's amazing. Tennis I can relate to. Netball, it's close to basketball, not really, but it's close. Cricket, though, I'm still over here.
Yeah, we're going to keep bringing it up, and we at least they didn't talk about rugby anyway. So yeah, but we are sports friends, right? And then Elta was someone who has had a passion to really help the local community. Now we've had like big athletes on, we've had coaches on, and for me, I think that was someone who, like she said, she had a vision and she had the faith to take a small step. Now she wanted to carry on the legacy of her brother. And now, if you go and have a look at the things that she's got, she's given out kit from KitAid. She's partnering, like you say, with an organization, Mike Proctor Foundation. And, she, to me, is someone, if you have a vision, start small and start soon. That's a bit of Wildman Weekly wisdom right there. Start small, start soon.
Already. I wasn't ready.
There you go.
Ready for the wisdom. The nuggets are falling.
They're falling. There you go. Eat them. Eat those nuggets. Because that was what it was for me. Start small, start somewhere. Maybe someone watching thinking, what can I do in my area? Like they're up against it, and the unemployment, the education, the all this different stuff. But she wants to start small and start somewhere, and is trying to use sport. And like she said, the power of the local church, which is what we're all about, to try and bring this change. And for me, I was really inspired by Elta hearing that as well, right? Yeah.
I mean, we don't need superstar athletes, top level coaches. We got people who have a passion to use sports ministry in their community. I mean, look, she saw the need of a school that was a prime school and fell in disrepair, and now is coming back because she saw the need, and now is using sports to transform lives and bring about hope. And that's what we're about.
Yeah. So good, isn't it? I mean,
all this.
Yeah, all this stuff. I mean, for me, you don't have to love sport to be involved in sports ministry. Elta there, maybe she does enjoy sport, but she can see the power of it, and she's now formed a team. If you have a look on the Harry Ministry website, you can see her team. Obviously, we mentioned Roy on there. I know there's Carol as well who does marketing and stuff. They've got a whole team of people. You can have a look and see. She's built a team now, and then it's growing. And I think for me hearing that, and for you as well, I think that's encouraging to hear right around that. So yeah, really good to hear. And also a female leader who, for me, has got a voice. Kokwana, who's a nanny, who's a coach. She talked about coaches being people who are like pastors, right? And when I first went to Malawi, the translation of the word pastor was abusa, which means shepherd. And for me, it was like, this is what it means for us to train a sports minister. Someone who shepherds, leads, directs, helps, nurtures young people. And for me, that is what Kokwana is doing as a coach. And she's trying to get other coaches to do the same thing, because she believes that is one of the best ways to reach the young people in her community. And yeah.
She's going to be a professor at the Already One University. Ow! Next time she's on, she's not a coach. She's not an aunt. She is Professor Elta.
Professor at the Already One University. There we go. We just need a lot of funding, a lot of grants to set this up. Hey, but I'll tell you what.
Small. Elta's our prime mover.
There you go. Start small, start soon. There you go. Amazing. No, really good. Really good.
We do have a video this week. Let's show that. And then
I'm Asad from Sport Friends Ethiopia. I'm just telling you some story from Sport Church Center Sport Ministry in Ethiopia. One of our coach, his name is Yigara from Jannat Church. He's hard worker, and he's also generous person. Especially he's focused on street kids. He serves them. He has been serving them for a long time. Sometimes he ate the leftovers with them. He stayed all the night in the streets with them. And as a result, many of them reunion with their family, and some of them come to know Christ. Some of them established or started small business because, his Provident Fund borrowed from his denomination and distribute to these street kids. And they started small business. He's so generous. He's sacrificial. He's committed. He's hard worker. We thank God for him.
How's that? A good video, good stuff. Remember, you don't have to be a superstar athlete or a top-level coach. Just start something. Have that passion.
Soon. Yeah, start soon, start small. Awesome, my dog. Really good, really inspirational today. But don't forget, Elta knows. Do you know, my dog? What do you know?
You know what? I always tell my friends, I tell them to tell their friends. Of course, I mentioned to their parents' friends, hey, you already won.
Tell your professors.
Thanks again for joining us on Already Won, a Sports Friends podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe on your favorite streaming